this is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. So today, guys, I really want to talk about how my eating habits have changed since moving to Spain. Okay, and it sounds like a small thing, but I was really thinking about this morning while I was giving the class about British cuisine and British foods. And as I was going through the slides, I thought, oh my God, all the things that was such a massive part of my life, I find I'm not doing those things anymore because I'm not in the country anymore. I've split myself in two, and I feel as though my eating habits now reflect that. I'm a man, a woman rather. I'm a woman between two worlds. And so, yeah, it happens. It happens. And so let's get right into it. So where should we start? Breakfast, I suppose, because that's the first meal of the day. So living in the UK, I feel as though I would never skip breakfast because I needed it. And mainly it's because I used to go to bed so much earlier, so I would get up really hungry. Whereas in Spain, you stay up later, so dinner is later. So when you get up in the morning, you don't feel quite as hungry. Most of the times I get up in Spain and I still feel quite full from the day before. Not good for your system at all. It's just not the best way to eat. But that's the way it is. Okay, so I have to say I do skip breakfast now because I fast. So breakfast is no longer the most important meal for me since living here, and it is just solely because of the timetable differences. So I did start off having the typical tostada con tomate, so toast with tomato and olive oil, really nice. I just normally have that with a cup of tea and a orange juice. And or, you know, I like both. I like to fill up on liquids. I would have that and I'd be fixed for the day. And normally I would have something sweet as well because, you know, soy un poco golosa. I've got a sweet tooth. And so that is it. Biggest difference. Whereas when I was at home, I was always in a hurry. So I didn't really have time for a massive breakfast. Breakfast in the UK would normally have been a cup of tea and a piece of toast. That is it. Or porridge. I love porridge. I love porridge. So I would have a small bowl of porridge or cornflakes. And that's it. Fixed. Done. Easy. So yeah, that's the first thing. Breakfast. That's the biggest change. That I don't have a massive breakfast anymore. But when I do have it, it's normally tostada con tomate. So that's it. And when I first came here, I thought that was like such a bizarre thing to have for breakfast. Didn't love it, but I got used to it because we all know with time, everything grows on us. Okay, I'm going to jump straight into number 2, which is jamon. Okay, so jamon ibérico, which is that cured ham that comes from, you know, the black pigs. That can't say anything about that here because they will literally so right in that aspect I have to say my ham eating habits, I've never been a lover of ham, to be honest, but now and again in England I used to have a little bit of ham, not the cured ham but the cooked ham. I would have a little bit of it. Now I can't touch the thing. I don't consume pork. When I was younger, we didn't eat a lot of it, and so that's just grown up with me. Every time I mention that, people sort of look at me like, ¿No te gusta el jamón? I'm like, no. So I suppose that has not changed, but the jamón, I had to mention it because if we're talking about food and tastes and Spanish anything, jamón had to be on the list. Okay, so that hasn't changed. I don't love this stuff, so I don't know why it's on this list actually. Yeah, let's move on. Right. Number 3, pimiento del padrón, which is padrón peppers. And I don't think I've ever tasted them before coming to Spain. And I love the things. I eat them quite a lot. I love the taste of them. And just because they're green and they don't taste that much of anything, I love them. So I do like that as a side dish quite a lot. Who'd have thought? Yeah. Before I came here, the only peppers that I'd really eat were bell peppers. Yeah, in salad. And I didn't really love them that much. But yeah, that's been replaced by a pimienta del padrón. And so yeah, who'd have thought? Me loving pepper. Pimientos. There we go. Moving on. Okay. We have to mention rice, right? So, my Jamaican background means that rice is just such a staple food in our culture. It just is. And so I've moved away from rice and peas to paella. Okay, I love a good paella. And so I love paella. I eat paella maybe at least once a week. At least once a week. I love it. Yeah. So that's changed because prior to moving to Spain, the only other rice I'd had was white rice, rice and peas. Yeah, white rice with everything. White rice with curry, white rice with an array of different things. But yeah, it's been replaced by paella. Love it. What else can I say about the paella? You have to have it. You have to have it. That's been a positive change for sure. Yeah, I love me a good paella. Yeah, I do. And I have attempted to make paella, but I've been told that what I make is not paella, it's arroz con cosas. So I'm going to leave that to the Spaniards. And yeah, I'll just keep enjoying the paella from the great paella makers around me. Okay, moving on, we have queso manchego. Okay, so it's manchego cheese, and it's made from sheep milk. Yeah, sheep's milk. And so, prior to coming to Spain, I did eat manchego cheese, not often, but yeah, I knew what it was. But still, I love me a good cheddar. You know, I used to have cheese sandwiches quite a lot. And I don't do that anymore. That's changed. I don't have sandwiches anymore. I don't have sandwiches anymore. I used to have sandwiches for lunch every day. I can't tell you the last time I've had a sandwich. Un bocadillo. I can't tell you the last time, and definitely not a cheese sandwich. Oh my gosh, what's happened to me? I think I need to come home. I need to go home. I need a good cheese sandwich. You know, the manchego cheese is alright. I'm not going to lie, it's alright. But I do miss a little bit of that red cheddar cheese that, you know, the orange one. I can't remember the name of it. I've been here too long, guys. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Wait for me, cheese. Okay. Right. What's been the next thing? I would say perhaps I eat a lot of turrón. So turrón is like the nougat sweet treat that you get. It's sort of like that, but they have a hard version. It's quite tough with nuts in that. I love that. Oh my God. I cannot live without that. And so normally you eat that around Christmas time, but I always seem to find a way to have a bit of that all throughout the year. Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's made my life better. Yeah, un turrón bueno. Not the soft ones. I don't like the soft ones at all. The hard turrón, love that. It's very Spanish. We don't have that in England at all. Or maybe we do, but I've never seen it, never heard of it. Maybe it has another name. No. My life is better with that hard turrón. I love it. What can I say? I have to say this, that mariscos, el marisco, los mariscos. So seafood is something that I've always had. You know, there's certain fish that I like salmon, I like bass, there's things I like. Don't like sardines. I'm very picky with fish actually. And with shellfish, I've never really loved shellfish that much. And in fact, I don't like Christmas in Spain because there's just too much mariscos, and I prefer nice turkey and other meats. You know, when Christmas in Spain is very much marisco, 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 and I can't do that. But I definitely think that since moving to Spain, I know a lot more marisco, seafood, like the fish that I'd never heard of before. And obviously I've tried lots of variety of fish, something that I hadn't really done before, because I have to say, I don't like the smell of fish in general, so probably that's one of the reasons why I've never really consumed a huge amount of it. But yeah, marisco, and I love going back to the paella. I do like a nice marisco based paella. So there we go, paella. Don't kill me, paella. No me sale. So yeah, definitely marisco. I eat a lot more than I'm here, but still, it's not such a massive amount that I would say it's changed the way I eat. I've been exposed to a wider array of different sorts of fish and seafood. So yeah, if my granddad could see me now, he always said I should stay away from shellfish because they're like the vermin of the sea. Like they just clean up the sea for us, so we shouldn't consume them. So that's probably what stuck with me for so long. Yeah, don't listen to me though. Let's move on. The next big change I would have to say when it comes to my eating habits is definitely puré. Okay, puré de verduras. I'm like, what? In fact, I had to look this up. I still don't know what puré means in English. Puré. So I'll explain. Puré is basically where you get vegetables. The most typical puré that I have is sort of leeks. You chop the leeks and the carrots and just different vegetables and maybe a potato or a small potato or two, and then you blend it up while it's hot, and yeah, you have that with you sprinkle those little bread cubes on, and you have that. So puré is something I'd never had before. When it comes to anything liquidy like that, we just have soup, either vegetable soup, but more like a broth, or chicken soup. That was my soup, and it's a mix between for us was a broth and mashed potato. So it's not quite as thick as mashed potato, but it's not quite as liquidy as, say, a broth. And so yeah, I love that. Puré de verduras. I have a lot of it, especially now in autumn, where you get a little bit chillier in the afternoons and your body just called for that. Puré. Would have thought me having more soupy thing that I can't pronounce. Puré de patatas? No, que no es puré de patatas, es puré de verduras. Yeah, the leek one. So it's made mainly with the leeks. Leeks, puerros. Okay, love it. I love the thing. What can I say? Love it. Right, I must say that I have a lot more access to fresh fruit and vegetables. A lot of it. And that's the biggest plus, I think, when you live in a rural area, because you're surrounded by farmers, and so you get all the good stuff. I do feel quite fortunate that I am able to access good organic food. Love that. That is such a blessing. Thank you, Lord. Such a blessing. I love that, and I do know how fortunate I am just to be able to enjoy good organic food. Yeah. Mi suegro, muchas gracias. Que te quiero mucho. Gracias por las cerezas, las patatas, los tomates de este año que han sido. I love you. I love the food, but I love you too. Okay, moving on. Gazpachos. Okay, gazpachos. I think when we hear gazpacho, as British people, we think that cold tomatoey soupy thing. Okay, there are actually two types. There is that, and then there is the gazpacho manchego, which I posted a video on that yesterday. That's my favorite. I love that. I absolutely love it. I don't like the cold soupy thing. I like the hot, you know, filling meal with those biscuity things and all the vegetables. That's the manchego one. If you haven't tried it, I'm going to recommend that you do. And if you do want to know how to make it, let me know and I'll leave my partner's recipe down below. It is so good. It is so good. So definitely that. I eat a lot more gazpacho manchego. I love it. Manchego food in general. So good. Has a lot of flavor to it. And so they bewitched me, guys. They bewitched me with my belly. You know, they say, there's a saying that says, the way to a man's heart is their stomach. Yeah. I think they were thinking about me. Because to be fair, does anybody remember when I said I was going to go back to Spain and I was just going to say goodbye to this Spanish lad that I met? Yeah. He trapped me with the food, guys. And so that's why I'm here doing this video. It's not even funny, but it's true. It's true. I love the food. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to finish off with is, and it's not a food, but it's the concept, it's the idea of it. And it is the timetable that they have for eating. It changes everything. Absolutely everything. It affects the amount of food that you eat to what type of foods you eat. And so I've actually changed around a lot of what I eat because of the time that I'm eating. First of all, the amount of food that Spanish people eat in general is just insane. It is insane. And first of all, I got called out on this when I went out with my partner's family once, because he's like, oh, you're too picky. You shouldn't say you don't like this. You should try it. And I was like, don't like it. And he's like, yeah, but just try it. And I'm like, but I don't like it, and that's just lying. And I'm the sort of person that I'm quite plain like that, because I kind of believe that if I try something and I don't say I don't like it, you might give it to me the next time you see me, but at least if you know that I don't like it, you'll know that I don't like it, so you won't offer it to me and we won't have to lie to each other. So I'm not being offensive if I say I don't like something. It's just, I don't like it. I'm sorry. Or I just won't say anything, but I didn't know that was a massive no-no, like you shouldn't say to Spanish people that you don't like something. And so that's a mistake that I made. And it seems that I was offending people and I didn't know, but it's just a cultural thing. Just say no, thank you. Yeah. But when somebody offers you something here, you're supposed to just accept it, even if it's just taking a small bite. Yeah, I learned that. Right. Okay. Let's move on. So yeah, the timetable. Because they eat such large amounts, I feel as though I've cut down the amount that I've eaten because I know that I'm going to be eating again very soon. Whereas in the UK, you'd have something very small for breakfast, toast or whatever, you know, that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and then you'd have a small lunch, so then dinner would be larger. But now, my biggest meal is not dinner, but it's lunch. So that's when I have the 3-course meal. Yeah. So that's changed completely. Don't have the big dinner at dinner time because obviously they eat quite late, and if I'm going to eat at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, which for me is just unheard of, I can't eat a massive amount, so I actually don't have a dinner anymore. I'll have a salad or something very light because, as I said, the timetable is different, so when I get out of work, it's actually really late already, so to go home and cook dinner, as in a hefty meal, my body just could not, my belly, my stomach cannot handle that, so I don't really have a massive dinner. And so yeah, those are the massive changes that I think I've gone through since moving to Spain. And the funny thing is, I go home tomorrow and I slide right back into my normal routine of how we eat in the UK. And every time I go home, it's almost as though I'd never left. And so I sort of live between worlds. You know, I come home and then I come back here, I come home and I come back here. And I suppose that's that syndrome that we have, no man's land. You sort of adapt wherever you go and you survive and you're happy with that. As long as there is food in the world, I'm going to be happy. And I'll just take what I like and just enjoy it all, because I do love food, and I probably won't love all of it. I won't try all of it, but I will eat the things that make me feel happy, that make me feel good. And definitely in Spain, there's so many things that I eat because they make me feel good. And equally correct, there are lots of things I won't try because they just don't do anything for me. Don't get offended if you offer me something and I just don't really want it. I'm very greedy, but not everything is for me. With that, I'm going to leave you and let me know, are you living somewhere else? Have your eating habits changed? Let me know. Let's converse. Let's talk about it. And so with that, I'm going to leave you until next time. Take care. Bye.